Hello guys, welcome back to another accessory review and another controller review. But this time we're just going over the base N64 controller. No weird third-party controllers here, but we do have ourselves a very weird controller in general right in front of us. The N64 controller, just by looking at it, you're wondering why was it designed like this, and to be honest, that's still a mystery to me. I don't understand the design purpose of this, but I guess I could see in some way, shape, or form why it was, but let's go over the buttons right now. We got ourselves the thumbstick, which is in the middle, or close to the middle, which is very weird. You got the start button directly in the center of the controller. A and B are on the right-hand side, and then you got the C buttons. Normally, that would control the camera, like in Super Mario 64. You got R and L at the top, pretty normal. Got the D-pad on the left. The D-pad is a little weird, like the whole D-pad moves. Again, I'm more of a fan of the PlayStation's D-pad, as they're all like individual buttons. And then you got the Z button on the back. So it kind of feels like, you have like a gun, that's the trigger, and then this is the thing that you use to cock back the gun. So, fairly weird. And you wouldn't even hold it like a normal controller, normally you'd have one hand on this side and the other hand on this side, but instead you have one hand, typically for me it's my left hand on this part and the right hand here, but then you get that weird, I think there are a couple games that do this, but there are games where you would hold it like this and then your left hand right here. It's so weird to hold a controller like this, and then you just cut out half the controller basically. So you get stuck with this, or it would be like this really, if the camera's cutting it right, or like this. So it's just a very weird way of holding a controller, and it somehow works. It somehow actually works for the system, and people have been playing it with this controller for years. Now there is a controller that I don't have, and I think they're fairly expensive. They're like basically standard controllers that they made for the N64. I think they're called like Haori controllers, something like that. I don't think that's the right name. I think I butchered it. If you do know the name of those controllers, let me know in the comments. But yeah, there are specific controllers made for the N64 to kind of get rid of this, but I don't mind it. The last little bit on this controller is this slot right up here. This is where you put memory cards, rumble packs, and transfer packs into. So yeah, right here I got myself a standard memory card by Performance. It's not too bad of a memory card. And then you just stick it in like a... I'm going to use the gun reference again. It's like the clip of a gun. Just stick it in there and... yeah. But yeah, you would stick rumble packs and transfer packs, which the rumble pack would rumble the controller when certain games did something. And the transfer pack, which you could put in here, and you could transfer Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, I think, into it. And it would transfer to games like Pokemon Stadium, and you can transfer old Pokemon in your old files into Pokemon Stadium, which is pretty cool. I think that's how that works. I actually don't have either a rumble pack or a transfer pack, so I can't really demonstrate that. But yeah, I personally kind of like the Dreamcast way of how that worked, because you would put VMUs into the Dreamcast, and what it would do is it had a little screen in the middle. Actually, I have one right here. So yeah, you have the Dreamcast and the VMUs. I have two of them on the top, And yeah, what it would do is when this thing's turned on, the game's turned on, it would show the game on the screen half the time. Yeah, just like the Dreamcast, you got the memory cards in the top. But the Dreamcast is a little bit different. But we're not talking about the Dreamcast controller. So yeah, all in all, the N64 is a very weird controller that I personally don't mind. It's not a bad looking controller. It's very weird, but it works. It's a fairly decent controller for how it is. It feels fine. It definitely has a weird feeling to it, but all in all, not a bad controller. And yeah, that will do it for today. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.